Alright, so what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 21 stream here on Twitch. I'm next JGGen24. Excuse me. And today we're going to be grinding out the Division Series program. I know I'm a little late on this because we're about to head into Game 3 of the ALCS tonight. Not to mention tomorrow for the ALCS is Game 4 and the NLCS is Game 3. So all the more reason for this program to be done and to be done now. So just a little update on this. You can see I made a little bit of progress. That's because I got the extra base hits with Chicago White Sox players. I didn't really, I wasn't trying to, but that when I was grinding out the AL Central Team Affinity program, that's how I was able to do it. So technically the only one left that I need is the NL West. So we do that and everything will be good. So, but that's for another time. That actually that might be when I'm off stream, when I'm not doing anything. So anywho. So a couple things, one thing to update you guys on, I mentioned last Friday when I streamed last that I was done with ranked seasons and I was just going to end up, buying Billy Wagner. Well, lo and behold, there he is. Billy Wagner is here on my team. Yeah, you might have been able to tell by the fact that my stub count is below 1 million stubs. But this is why I build up these stubs, because I know eventually a Mets player is going to make its way into the ranked seasons program. Last year it was Mike Piazza. This year it's it's Billy Wagner. So that's why I built up my subs. And you can do this too, guys. Like, you can make a ton of stubs. It took me most of the year to do that, but if you do it and if you just know how to flip cards and everything, you can make 1 million stubs and you can buy whatever players you want. You want Vladimir Guerrero? Go get Vladimir Guerrero. You want Albert Pujols? Go get Pujols, because I'm sure he's going to be appearing at some point. So with that being aside, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go after that's the 8th inning bat series, which I'm not doing right now. This is what I wanted. So let's see. Nothing really stands out here. So I'm just going to head towards the Giants. And, I'll just take their stronghold first. Unfortunately, I don't make much progress. I'm not going to steal fans because I'm not wasting my time right now. It's just, if you want to get these done, you got to go quick. Quick, don't even waste any time. Okay, so now we got headliners pack. Very good. Unfortunately, I think that's going to put me in a spot where I cannot attack. Oh, I can. Okay. I thought it would be too much and I would end up being on Hall of Fame, but turns out I'm not on Hall of Fame. I'm on All-Star, which is where I want to be. Also, you guys saw that I had some total bases or extra base hits or whatever it was with the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't recall where that came from, probably with me playing with Evan Longoria so much. So, that's likely where that came from. So that would actually put me, that would put me in a position to get the show pack if I were to get another base hit or extra base hit with Longoria. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, let's just get... first, I want to get the Conquest map done. Then we got to do the moments, so that way we're at 62. And then the missions, I don't know. Those should be enough to get me to the... that should be enough to get me to the end of the program and Enrique Hernandez. Or Kike Hernandez, whatever you want, however you want to call him. So, oh shit! Adam Frazier, what you doing, man? What you doing? But let me tell you guys something. This NLCS so far. Crazy. Holy shit. I mean, even if Atlanta took one game, I was going to be shocked. But the fact that they took both games of walk-off hits and now they're heading into Los Angeles with a 2-0 lead, that's incredible. Like, this is unbelievable. No, it's safe to say no 2-run lead is safe against the Atlanta Braves, and you can never count them out. I mean, holy shit. I guess when you're in a division with the Braves and they're constantly beating up on you and they're out front a lot, you don't really get to see this team pull off a lot of comebacks. So that's what surprises me about the whole walk-off. The two walk-offs. It's incredible, really. So, I mean, as a Mets fan, you know, as much as I don't want to see Atlanta win, I have to give them their props. They are playing amazing right now. I wrote them off in the NLDS, and here they are 2 games away from the World Series. So if they're able to stick around, I mean... Holy shit. The one thing I will say is that if it's gonna be Atlanta in the World Series, then I want to see Boston go up against them. Because for one thing, I really enjoy East versus East Coast teams. Like they start at 7 or whatever, start at 8. And then the games are usually over by 11 at the latest, which gives me time to be able to watch it. I cannot deal with games that are out on the West Coast. I can't deal with it. Because it's like a 3-hour difference. So if that game were to start at 8 their time, it would mean that it would start at 11 my time. I'm sorry, but I have work in the morning. I cannot stay up to watch it. Actually, a very well, I mean, not so funny for my coworker, but definitely funny for me. I was working as a freelancer back in 2018. So I was working around the time that the Dodgers went to the World Series against the Red Sox and everything. I don't think it was the World Series. It might have been the NLCS at the time. But it was a late game because it was about to end at like midnight or whatever. And I said to my coworker, who's the sports update anchor, and God bless him for staying so late. God bless him. I said to him, it was one of the games, I don't remember which one it was, but I said to him, this seems like the type of game that would end up going extra innings. It ended up going extra innings. I swear to God, this game did not end until 2 o'clock in the morning. He wanted to kill me. Like, I had to keep several chairs. Keep several chairs between us so he didn't come over. No, I'm kidding. But, I mean, it's just like, that's why I don't like games on the West Coast. You know, if I were on the West Coast, I think I would appreciate that more. But being on the East Coast, I just can't handle it. I want to be able to watch those games, but I can't if I have to wake up the next morning at 10 o'clock or I have to wake up at like 6 and the game doesn't even start until 10. You know, personally, I think why not just put it in the Central? Why not just have a neutral site like we did last year? We had the Texas Rangers and the San Diego Padres. You know, why not have a neutral site somewhere in the Midwest so that way it's perfectly smack dab in the middle? You know, it's only a couple hours ahead for the West Coast, or an hour or two or whatever, and for the East Coast, it's a couple hours. It's like an hour or two behind. What's up, Drewski? How you doing? How are ya? The ALCS, like, Game 2 was really crazy as well. I mean, 2 freaking grand slams by the Boston Red Sox? Holy shit. I hope that's not a moment in the championship series program. If that is, I mean, we're going to have a lot of pissed off players. Because that's going to be like 8 total bases or whatever. You've been playing MLB and NHL? Good, man. How are your teams looking? I'm not really an NHL guy. Oh. Like, I tried to get into it a couple years ago, and for a while I was into it, but it's just, I don't know. I'm not a hockey guy. And then last year they finally installed, like, or they change up the Be a Pro mode, which is great, because basically what's the point of buying the same game every year if the only mode that I play is the same? I might as well just grab NHL 17, put it into the PlayStation 5 disc drive, and play that way. Oh, we got Lefty coming up. Oh, shit. Sorry, Mariano. So, I try to get into it, but I really can't. And it's such a shame, too, because they finally changed it up last year. But I was hoping for more story-based mode. That's what I was hoping for. Not just make certain choices and then that's how your NHL career is going to play out. It's boring. Like, see, like what they did with FIFA a couple of years ago, where they had I forget what it's called, but they had Alex Hunter. You played as Alex Hunter, and you worked your way up to being one of the top soccer players in the world. Like, that was the only reason that I kept playing FIFA for a couple years. So that's what I want to see, is story-based, and then you can make choices, and those choices affect your personality. So that's really what I was hoping for, and I didn't get it. So that's why I'm really disappointed with the NHL series. Excuse me. I'm sure for for hockey fans, it's the one thing they look forward to every year. I mean, you're talking about someone that looks forward to looks forward to MLB The Show 21. Diamond Dynasty has been the same since like 16 or 17. Nothing has really changed about it, except they just keep putting out great content. But NHL, but at least it's good, it's updated content. Whereas NHL, it's the same old shit. So I'm not harping on it as a bad game. It's just, it's not exciting to me. It just seems like the same, and I'd rather just pop in NHL 17. And look who gets to make his debut. How about that? Not long after I acquire him over the weekend, Billy Wagner is making his debut. Okay. Throwing a lot of fastballs here. It's kind of like Madden. Actually with Madden, I'm kind of in that in between place. Like, I'll play it every now and then, but ultimately, like, what's different about it? The franchise mode is still the franchise mode. I can appreciate that that they've added new stories. I might be the only person, but I actually really enjoyed when they had Devin Wade, when they had that storyline. That was actually really neat. I mean, I wish it would have been more NFL based rather than him trying to or you trying to get him back into the NFL. But that was really neat. Alright, so there are the Giants. What do you say we go after the Dodgers next? What's this here? ESPN. Adam Silver is basically passing off Kyrie Irving's vaccination status off to New York City and everything. Like, he's basically saying the NBA doesn't have anything to do with this. Wow. Adam Silver, way to basically take charge. Not the Dodgers. I know, dude, they're in trouble. Like, if they had taken at least one game against the Atlanta Braves, then I would still feel pretty good about their chances. But the fact that they blew the lead twice in both games. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ready to say that this team's going to head to the World Series. I don't think I can. They blew it, plain and simple. And if Atlanta takes one game against Los Angeles, or it takes one game in Los Angeles, I'm about ready to say that they're done. I put my money on the Atlanta Braves going to the World Series at that point, so Dodgers really have to defend their home field. Otherwise, forget about it. They're not going to the World. I don't see them going to the World Series. And even if they do go to the World Series somehow miraculously, like, how would they fare against the Houston Astros? I think so too. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate seeing different champions. Obviously I want to see teams dominate and everything and have a dynasty because it's something special. Like, we're not going to see something like the early 2010 San Francisco Giants were, or the mid 2000s St. Louis Cardinals. We're never going to see something like that again. But at the same time, I don't want to see the Yankees dominate every year. Nor do I want to see the Dodgers or the Astros. I'd like to see something different. So the Braves would be a nice change of pace, but being a Mets fan, it's hard for me to root for them. Well, I don't know if I want that kind of a dynasty. I mean, Atlanta. Here's the thing. Like, if you think about it, let's go to 2000, okay? Because I've been saying that ever since 1987, every NL East team currently, or every team in the NL East currently, has won a World Series, if you think about it, since 1987, except the New York Mets. Well, of course I do. Of course I do. I want to see the Mets win. Of course. I want to see multiple... The Cubs should have been more of a dynasty. I'm surprised they didn't win more World Series. Royals, I'm not really surprised. I kind of felt like that, 2015 was their peak and then that was it. They really shouldn't have won more than that. And honestly, I don't think the 2015 Mets would have been much of a dynasty either. Even if they did win the World Series, I don't think that would have been a dynasty. Because Murphy went on to the Nationals, and then Cespedes came back, played the 2016 season, but didn't play 2017, and only played in one game after that in the 2020 season. That Mets team was not a dynasty. It was never going to be a dynasty.
Leading up for the Dodgers, the left fielder, AJ.
So, I'd like to see the Mets win multiple World Series. But the reality is that this is a team that doesn't have a history of dynasties. I mean, everyone said that the '86 Mets should have been a dynasty. Yeah, if you didn't have all those issues between Doc and Darryl, if you didn't have those issues, then maybe the Mets would have won multiple World Series, but they didn't. And 69, I mean, 73, they were kind of close, but I mean, 69, I think, was about the peak of it. I look back at that team and I say that I don't think the Mets were truly a dynasty then. I think they were a great Cinderella story, for sure. The Mets were a great Cinderella story for 69. But they were not a dynasty.
The first baseman.
I think it's really hard these days to be able to build up a dynasty. I mean, something like what we saw with the Giants and the Red Sox, and what we're seeing now with the Houston Astros, and you can say that they cheated and all that, but I'm just saying they've had a lot of great success. So. Really, Jersey? You're gonna make me laugh. Oh my god, I really do need to take that thing down. Like, it's just... I really do need to think, like, because it makes me sound crazy. Either evil or crazy. Because I have to explain to people how, like, why am I laughing maniacally? Like, why, you know, and belly laugh? What the hell? Alright, let's see. We got Smith, Seager, and Turner. I'm trying to play the matchup. Okay, we're going righty. So, Robnen, you're in. I know, but people will look at it if they don't understand that I have a channel point reward that says laugh maniacally, then they're gonna hear me laugh and they're gonna be like, what the fuck is he laughing about? Because it's not like I have a thing on my screen. It's not like I'm streaming from like some kind of streaming service or whatever. Well, service is the wrong word. Streaming tool. Like, I'm not using Streamlabs or anything that shows the pop-up whenever someone redeems a channel reward or whatever. So I have to explain to people that I have a channel reward that says laugh maniacally because people have told me I have a very evil laughter. Or a very maniacal laughter, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, no joke, I probably already said this multiple times, but like, I was voted most like in my school newspaper, which ironically I worked for at one point in my senior year, my high school newspaper. I was voted most likely to take over the world. Like, what? I'm one of the nicest people, or I'm a really nice person. How the hell am I taking over the world? Or most likely taking over the world? And then I thought about it, it's like, probably my laugh. Like, just because I have an evil laughter, does that mean I'm planning on taking over the world? Not trying to conquer the world or anything, I'm just trying to conquer conquest. That's all I'm trying to do. But anyway, it's fine to redeem it. It's just I really have to explain why it is that I'm laughing maniacally, or I'm laughing like I'm evil or whatever. Ugh. So what do we got tonight? We got the Astros versus the Reds. Oh, excuse me. I mean, to me, it's pretty straightforward for the Red Sox. Dominate at home. You know, Houston is a really good team. You can't. I honestly, like, I'm shocked at how good they are. I don't know if they'll be as good without Carlos Correa next year if they don't re-sign him. But I mean, just think about this for a second, okay? They didn't have George Springer. They don't have, Garrett Cole or Zach Greinke or any of the. Justin Verlander, yeah, he's one of their top pitchers and everything. But I mean, it's like,
the third baseman.
They did lose some key players, so you really think about, like, how is this team still doing good after losing key players like George Springer?
The center fielder, Mickey Mantle.
And I think the fact of the matter is that they built up their system right. Guys like Altuve, Gurriel, Bregman, Correa. You could not like their tactics with sign stealing and everything, and I certainly don't agree with the way they went about it, but I think sign stealing it is part of the game. Like, if you can pick up on a catcher's signs, and you could say, hey, this means fastball, that means curveball, breaking pitch, whatever. Why not use that to your advantage? That's on the catcher. And I think one of the announcers this year was talking about this, and I have to agree. It's up to the catchers to switch up their signs. You can't do the same thing over and over again. So I think sign stealing is fine. I don't agree with the way that the Astros went about it in 2017. It's part of the game. And anyone who says otherwise is really a fool. You don't get taught that in Little League. I'm not saying that. But by high school, that's something you should be at least being exposed to. Because it's all about being aware. I think any player that has great awareness and can pick up on things is a great player. Why do you think Peyton Manning is considered one of the great quarterbacks of our time? Because he was always aware. He knew what the defense was throwing at him, and he adjusted accordingly. He was annoying as hell to go up against in Madden because he was constantly switching plays and everything. But he's a great player. So if you could be aware, I think you could be a great player. But you shouldn't have to go to lengths like electronically videotaping signs and then using a buzzer to tell, or flashing lights or a trash can or whatever to be able to tell your teammates what's coming. But if you are on second and you're picking up on it, and you can relay to your teammate without obviously tipping off the catcher and everything. Wait, what's the score? 5-0? Well then, Rob Nen is going to finish this out. But if you could do that, I have no problem with that. I really don't. So that being said, I really am impressed with how the Astros have built up what, built themselves up. Like, again, I'm the type of guy that values teams that actually build up their talent through the farm system as opposed to going out and signing big name players. Obviously, my Mets did not do that with Francisco Lindor. They traded for him and they signed him to a massive, massive contract. But you think of guys like Pete Alonso, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, freaking Jerry's Familia, pre 2019, I would argue. Brendan Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, Michael Conforto, again pre 2021. That's what I can appreciate. But some people just believe that you gotta go out there and spend the big bucks in order to get the best cards. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it. I'm just saying, like, if you forced me to be the owner of a team and you told me that I can either win championships now and go on streaks of not winning a World Series for decades, or I don't win a World Series now, but once I develop my players, I build a dynasty that wins 3 or 4 World Series, I'm taking the team that's going to win 3 or 4 World Series. So that's just my opinion. I feel that's the way that we should be building teams, but obviously there are teams out there like the Yankees that are going to go and spend the big money to get the big name free agents and try to win a World Series that way. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's a completely wrong system, but I am saying that I don't believe that that's the system that should win World Series. And so far with the Yankees, it's they haven't won a World Series yet. All right, now we're going after the Tampa Bay Rays here. There is no way that I'm going to attack. Yeah, that'll put me on Hall of Fame, so nope. Hold on, I do want to check out one thing. Just one thing real quick. Let's see. Oh, because I haven't had a hit with Evan Longoria yet. It's total bases, by the way. I apologize about that. Alright, let's go ahead and take the Tampa Bay Rays stronghold. What the real irony of what I said, what I'm saying in terms of building up teams, is that you would think that based on my philosophy, I would be a Patriots fan. Because if you think about it, they drafted Tom Brady and they won multiple Super Bowls, but I'm not. So, I feel like the NFL is much, much different than the MLB, personally. NFL, I think you can, with the right players, you can go on a Super Bowl run. World Series, or MLB, go on a World Series run. It takes a lot more than just getting one player. Take it from a Mets fan that saw 2015. Cespedes was great, and I loved that 2015 Cespedes, but we needed a lot more to go to take that World Series against the Kansas City Royals, as evidenced by the fact that they won the World Series and the Mets didn't. Oh, this is already off to a great start.
And leading up for the Rays, the left field.
Uh-oh.
Randy.
Apparently Judge has some speed.
The center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier. One ball, one strike.
Strike 3, sit down. Actually, I haven't done that all night. I probably struck out a few players already, but you know. But I completely forgot because I was going off on the fact that I believe, how I believe a team should be built. Of course that's not gonna go foul. God damn it.
The first baseman, he's Alonso.
Whew, 7 o'clock already. Holy shit. So, I really can't go on a rant about my Jets this week because they didn't play. And honestly, this is the best they're going to do all season. I'm sorry, but, any week that the Jets don't lose, I consider a good week. So, the week against the Tennessee Titans and this bye week is considered a good week. Or good weeks, sorry. Strike 3, sit down. So, I really can't go on a rant about my Jets. Zach Wilson did say something interesting. He said on Instagram or Twitter or whatever that he really wishes that there were no bye weeks. Listen, Zach, okay, I can appreciate the enthusiasm, but the one thing you have to understand is with college football, you only play 12 games.
That is good. Not shortstop.
Alright, so you're talking about 3 months. The NFL season is a whole nother month. Okay? And not to mention, you're getting pummeled the shit out of by defenses. You're really eager to get back to that? I mean, God bless you if you are. I hope you can take it, because I can tell you that you're going to end up being flat. I don't know if you all remember back in grade school, there used to be a book called Flat Stanley, where a kid basically was flat. I forget how he went flat. I think he got crushed or something. Obviously, that would never happen in real life, because if you get crushed, you're dead. But basically, like, he was flat and he could just slip under door cracks and everything. That's how I much imagine Zach Wilson looking if he keeps getting sacked. He's just going to end up being flat Zach.
Leading off for Long Island, the right fielder, Aaron Jones.
So I appreciate his enthusiasm, but he needs to be reminded that what he's asking to get back to is an offensive line that is not going to protect him. And I think he needs to understand that. So calm down, Zach Wilson. I appreciate the enthusiasm, I really do. But let's just be reminded that you're asking to get back to being sacked like crazy, and maybe he's more of a he's got more courage than I do, but I would not look forward to going back to that. So. Other than that, nothing really about the NFL. Again, I really don't pay attention to the NFL outside the Jets.
Number 17,
So, however, I think someone was saying that Patrick Mahomes had 3 interceptions, yet they still won the game. Who cares how many interceptions he had? I'm sure Tom Brady had a 3 interception game. You think people were ready to write him off as a GOAT? No. He's got 7 Super Bowls to his name. I don't care if he has a 5 interception game. If it means that they get the win, then they get the win. I forget who made this quote, but I saw a quote. It's from NFL head coach. If you guys remember playing that simulation game, but basically the coach was arguing. So what if we won? Ugly? Like, yeah. Who cares how we won? We won. As a Jets fan, I'll take any win I can enjoy this season. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to enjoy.
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see. Cruz, Nino, and Lowe. Ooh, they all have great power. First, let's make sure we can get a run in. Oh, he is so... Oh, too bad that wasn't that wasn't online. If it was, I would have been out. But I'm definitely not taking a chance now, which is a shame. Ah, damn it! And now I gotta go up against Cruz, Zanino, and Lowe with a lefty.
The right fielder, Nelson Cruz.
Great, they walked it off against us, so we lost. Well, good thing we have multiple fans, so yes, this loss stings. But I can always attack again. What else? Cowboys came back against the, the Cowboys beat the Patriots in overtime. I mean, look, guys, I predicted in my office, and I stand by this prediction. I think we're on a path to see the Dallas Cowboys go up against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction for Super Bowl: Cowboys versus Chiefs. The Cowboys are just looking solid offensively. Their defense might be a little iffy at this point. And Kansas City, I mean, the closest that I could see to unseating Kansas City are the Ravens. Buffalo Bills, I mean, unless Josh Allen turns it on in the postseason, I don't see how the Bills possibly get to the Super Bowl. What else? I'm not. If the Tennessee Titans took a loss against the New York Jets, I'm not really too high on the Titans at this point. They'll get to the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to get very far. Of course, you've heard me say that before with other teams, where if they get to the playoffs, I don't think they're going far, and then they go on amazing runs and get to the championship. So, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt, but I just don't see how Tennessee does it. Especially if they let Ryan Tannehill get sacked like he did against the New York Jets. In case you haven't noticed, Tennessee, Tannehill cannot throw from his rear end. He's got to throw from his feet. He's got to throw with his feet set and everything, standing tall above the offensive line, looking for an open receiver. And if he can't do that, I'm sorry, I don't like your chances. I mean, in terms of the NFC, I could see the Buccaneers giving the Cowboys a run for their money. What else? AFC North. I really don't consider anyone from the AFC North to be serious contenders. I'm sorry, Green Bay with the whole Green Bay with their whole drama with Aaron Rodgers and everything. I don't see how they're going to get there. The Bears are a joke, just as much as the Jets are. Detroit Lions, I mean, come on, this is the Lions. I don't think they've even gotten to a Super Bowl. Their field has hosted a Super Bowl, but they haven't gotten there themselves, I don't believe. And then Minnesota, you're going to tell me Kirk Cousins is the real deal? F off. So I don't consider anyone in the NFC North a contender. I really don't. NFC West, actually Arizona is looking really good. So Arizona might also give Dallas a run for their money as well. But I would say that's about it. Arizona and Tampa Bay might beat Dallas. But still, I think Dallas is going to go to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and that's going to be our Super Bowl.
And leading up for the Rays, the left fielder, Randy Arozarena.
I think the Jets are supposed to go up against the New England Patriots this weekend. If it's anything like it was in the first matchup, and I'm expecting it to be, Jets aren't winning. But if But if the Jets play like they did against Tennessee, then I think they have a shot, because like Mac Jones, he's a great, accurate quarterback if he has time. But if he's pressured, there's no way that he could get it off accurately. So if the Jets can play like they played against Tennessee, then maybe they do have a shot. But if they play anything like they played against the Patriots the first time, there's no shot. All right, we're going to go with Rob Nen. I do want to touch on Sam Darnold a bit, because I just want to say I figured that he would be overrated with Carolina. Yes, he finally had some offensive weapons behind him, but at the end of the day, it's his talent that's got to lead this team, and I mean, so far he really hasn't done that. Except against the New York Jets. So, Sam Darnold, in my mind, is overrated. He's doing a lot better than he did with New York, I'll give him that. But Sam Darnold's overrated. So, I mean, if I could just pull up his stats here for a second. Sam Darnold. What are his current stats? Okay, so even against New York, he only had one touchdown. One touchdown pass. He was relying on Christian McCaffrey to do it all. So even against New York, he didn't have that great of a standout game. Yes, he had a good game, but I don't think it showed what he had. So he finally has his first multiple touchdown game against NOR. Are they talking about the Raiders?
Batting fifth, the second baseman,
Oh, the Saints. Why are they NOR? That doesn't make any sense. Why are the Saints NOR in Pro Football Reference? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so he finally has a multiple touchdown game against the Saints. 305 yards, okay. Against Houston. Okay, if you're not throwing a touchdown pass against Houston, what are you doing? Yes, he didn't throw Yes, he didn't throw an interception, but he also didn't throw a touchdown either. And then next game he has 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns against Dallas. I mentioned that Dallas is one of those Super Bowl, I believe is going to be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl. That was actually a pretty close game. 8-point difference between them, okay. And then a 1 touchdown, 3 interception game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, great. 3 interceptions. Fantastic. See, I can defend Patrick Mahomes on his 3 interception game, but Sam Darnold? No. No. Just think what we're talking about, a 3-point difference here between Carolina and Philadelphia. So if he doesn't throw one of those interceptions, do the Carolina Panthers tie it? Do they take the lead? Hindsight's 20/20, but still, you think about that. He's out! Damn! Holy shit. Uh-oh. I can't believe I just stole third. Let me tell you guys, I did not mean to steal third there. That's because I dropped my controller, so. And then even against Philly, he only threw 177 yards. You're going to tell me that's the performance of a guy that's going to have a breakout year? And then 207 against Minnesota. And in that game, he was sacked 4 times. Even against Dallas, he was sacked 5 times. I bet he's starting to think he is on the Jets. If he's getting sacked 5, 3, and 4 times. Even in the game against Houston, he was sacked 3 times. Not to mention, he's had a couple fumbles here, too. With 2 against what, Houston? That's not good. So 2 against Houston, along with that interception, so he's responsible for 3 turnovers against Houston. Somehow that doesn't end up biting them in the butt. Somehow.
Your attention, please. Now pitching.
So overall, I just Sam Darnold, I think, is overrated. Although he's got the next game is against the Giants, so he'll probably do well there. Atlanta, if Atlanta plays like they did against the New York Jets, then that team is really good. That game's gonna be close. I don't know who would be a winner, but I can tell you it's gonna be close. That depends on what Atlanta teams shows up. And then he's going up against New England. If New England is much like they were against the Jets, then I don't see how Sam Darnold, competes against that. So, yeah, even like Pro Football Reference here, it gives some stats against, or it gives an average stats for against New England in Sam Darnold's career. And you can take this with a grain of salt because he was with the Jets, but at the end of the day, he's only averaged 173 yards against them with 17 completions and at least two interceptions and a .3 touchdown. So, in other words, he doesn't do well against New England. So, like I said, Sam Darnold, overrated. I think people were thinking that he was going to have a breakout year because he was finally off the Jets, but there you go. He's having 3 interception games, not to mention he's made fumbles along the way. Sorry, Sam Darnold's overrated. Alright, I think I'm going to attack Houston now. Assuming I get there. So that's it for football, though. Not really much else to discuss. Jets are probably going to falter against the New England Patriots. I'm expecting it to happen. So looks like another Sunday where I'm not gonna watch, or I'm not gonna be able to watch past the first half. Wait. Sorry. June in I thought I had it closed. Dang. Oh well, looks like the players are playing in the hot Texas June heat. Hopefully none of them end up dehydrated.
The second baseman, Adam. Batting third, the center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Attaboy, Mantle.
Batting fourth, the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill.
Thank God. Thank you, Tyler O'Neill, for fouling that off, or for having that go foul. Oh, they were prepared for Tyler O'Neill. They're ready for it. Why am I even trying to steal with them? In 2 outs. I'd rather not.
Coming up for the Astros, the first baseman, Ulieski, Hell.
Oh boy. All right, come on, guys. We gotta speed this along, okay? It's 7:30, and I'm only halfway done with the map. I still need to do moments, not to mention the missions and everything. So this needs to speed it up.
The left fielder, your dog.
And I know that I still got to take on the White Sox. I'm doing the Astros, and I just did the... So I still got to take on... I got to still take on the Red Sox as well. And who's the other team? The Brewers. Or the Braves. No? Hold on, let me put together... Let me get a bullpen arm ready. In case we do get to Roy Oswalt this inning. We'll see what happens. Be aware of the situation. Alright, come on, Longoria. How about a base hit here? Let's complete that mission so that I could get that shell pack. And that's one less mission I gotta worry about. Is Britain ready? He is not. I'm going to do a quick mound visit, and then we'll get Britain in here. Oh, Kyle Tucker is actually much better against lefties than righties. I should have done the matchup. Oh well. This is where I'm at this point. Strike three, sit down.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Carlos Correa. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Michael.
Sorry, I had to step off. I realized I selected the wrong pitch. Strike three, sit down. Yep, let's get Jason Bay in. You know what I would like to see? Guys, I'd like to see 2K make or remaster the bigs. Like, I think that was by far... if you were to do the bigs today, I think it would really compete with MLB The Show. Of course, added that you do something like Diamond Dynasty in it. But, I mean, the career mode was fun. The Road to the Bigs or whatever it was, that was a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun playing that as opposed to Road to the Show, because Road to the Show, I'd never make it to the Bigs. At least with the career mode in the bigs, it was, it was a lot, it started you in the bigs, in Major League Baseball. And even in the bigs too. Like, I don't know if you guys played that on Xbox 360 or PS3, but like they had a whole thing of you making a comeback from an injury, a near career-ending injury, all the way to the Hall of Fame, where you go up against legends like Babe Ruth.
Now batting, left fielder, Tyler O'Neill.
Oh, I am so gun learning. No, I am not. Let's go!
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
So I really would like to see the Bigs make a comeback. I think it would be a great competition for MLB The Show 21. Not that there's anything wrong with MLB The Show 21, but I think once you get into that whole idea of, well, it's the only game that's around for baseball, then, you know, they'll stop trying to improve it or make it better or whatever. I mean, so far that doesn't seem to be the case. I think this is by far one of the best Diamond Dynasties I've played. But with that being said, there's always a chance that they could be like, the hell with it. We're the only baseball game or serious baseball game out there. Let's just put it out there and let's not do a thing to it. I think if you have that competition, though, it really forces you to continuously adapt your game. I don't think ESPN NFL 2K would compete against Madden, because clearly they did that, and 2K5 was a great game. I still have the game for PlayStation 2 here. But, you know, did it once and they didn't succeed. I don't think they'll do it again. But we need that, and we do need that college football game to come out, because you're going to tell me I need to play maximum football in order to play college football? Really? And don't tell me that I could play college football in Madden. That's a bunch of horse shit. I get a couple teams. I get a couple teams in order to play a few games with, and then that's it. That's not college football to me. So we need EA Sports to get going on that college football game, because I want to play it. And I hope that if they do that college football game, I hope that they do it somewhat like they did in with 14 and 13. Even you could go as far back as 12 and 11, and those would be great examples. I would not do 10's recruiting system, because that was a bunch of horse shit. Strike three, sit down.
Number 16, Alexis Diaz.
Uh-oh. And believe me, the minute that it does come out, I will stream it, because I'm going to be so excited about the game. I'm going to look forward to bringing Penn State to a national championship.
Our final line score.
Alright, we're done. Or we're done there, so that's a good thing. Oh, Christ. Sorry, guys. Just a little tired because I did a 12-hour shift yesterday. It was like overnight. So, I'm a little tired. Okay, so yeah, Braves, Red Sox, and Brewers after I get done with the White Sox here. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not too worried about Chicago trying to steal or take the stronghold with 2 million with two fans. I'm not worried about that. I'm just surprised Houston's not fighting back. Like, ooh, looks like I achieved something from the 8th inning program. What did I achieve? Oh, I got chill bags! Awesome! Let's go ahead and open those up real quick. Oh! I kind of forgot I had the headliner packs too. You know what? No. No, we'll save that for later. No, I don't want to go online. I hate online right now. Nope. This is where I want to go. Excuse me. Oh, God. Alright, I'll worry about the... since it seems Houston lost their fans, let's just focus on trying to get to... I'm trying to get to the White Sox stronghold. Hope they don't cut me off here. They won't. Excellent. Alright, let's get this stronghold before they decide with these that they're gonna attack me. Alright, give me Roy again. Come on, Turner. Let's get started right. Wait, the Mets are trending? Why are the Mets trending? Oh, Trey Turner launching it. Oh, no David Stearns. Wow.
Batting second, the second baseman, Adam Frazier.
Oh, well. Attaboy, Frazier. See, I think Frazier is a great card to upgrade, but it has to be done offline.
center field, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Nah, I'm not gonna. But I will put Mickey on second if they're gonna go straight home.
That is home. The left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. That is dead. The first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Okay, well, whatever. Just seems like a bunch of tweets or whatever. Probably people saying, well, the Mets should interview this person or interview that person. It's like, they'll interview whoever they want. Steve Cohen is not a freaking idiot. Okay? He'll get whoever he believes will be the best man for the job, for baseball operations, or president of baseball operations. Right? I think it's also important that they get a GM and they get a manager. Actually, I thought Sandy was president of baseball operations. He doesn't want to do that? Does he want to be GM then?
That is 7. The right fielder, number 99, Aaron
Interesting.
Judge.
As JT Realmuto launches one, gives us a 4-0 lead in the 4th inning. Or, not the 4th inning, the 1st inning. Let that just show you where my mindset is currently.
The third baseman, number 3, Evan.
Come on, Longoria. Oh my god, why is it that I can't get a base hit with Evan Longoria? All I need is a freaking one freaking single.
For the White Sox,
And I have that mission done.
shortstop, Tim Anderson.
This might end up being a 2-parter, so I might end up finishing this up tomorrow, especially if this continues to take up a majority of the day. Strike 3, sit down, or majority of the stream, because that's all I've been doing. Is I've been for the last hour and a half. It's been conquest.
I got the count 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting third, the center fielder.
And the good thing is I can actually let Roy go a little bit longer because he's got a 4-0 lead or a 4-run lead to work with.
Inside ball 1.
I mean, not that it matters at this point because I don't need him for team affinity, but for Parallel XP it definitely helps. Strike 3, sit down. I will get Rob Nen up and warming just in case this becomes a situation where they cut into the lead. Better to be safe than sorry. That's what I say. Maybe I should make like a channel reward that is like no yawning, and if I yawn, then I don't know, something would happen. The no yawn challenge. Oh. So if you all are in the East Coast right now, if you're like, well, for those that are not in the northeastern or mid-Atlantic part of the of the U.S. Let me give you an idea of what it's like right now. Fucking freezing.
Leading up.
Holy shit.
The catcher.
I mean, I knew it would be cold, but goddamn. And the worst part is, tomorrow it's supposed to be a high of 77. So it's not even like this is consistently, like we're going into the fall now. Now we're going to have multiple days of 70 degrees. And then next week, I think we're going to drop down into the 60s and 50s again. But holy hell, is it cold. I mean, I made the wrong decision to go to sleep in shorts and a t-shirt.
The second baseman. Cesar Hernandez.
I could have put on, and yes, I could put on pants or something to make myself more warm. But I don't want to ruin a pair. I don't want to wear a pair of pants right now. Although I am gonna have to eventually get my AC out of my window. I'm gonna have to get that out, unplug it, and by me I mean really my dad. Let's go, Tyler O'Neill with the home run. And then I'm gonna have to put in my heater. Good thing I kept it in my room. But it's such a small portable, it's such a small heater that, like, I can afford to keep it here in my room. My AC, I can't. It's too big. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere to, or my dad and I are gonna have to find somewhere to put it until next year. But it should eventually, you know, it should eventually be taken out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to yawn. Like it's freezing here, or it's cold here, guys, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not a winter person. Yes, I was born in the winter, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. Like, give me the freaking heat, because I feel like it's much easier to cool down than it is to heat up. Longoria, are we going to get base hit this time? I mean, for crying out loud, who was it that Judge got a single on a pitch that was well below the zone. Of course not. Of course not. Longoria, you suck. Why did I ever think you were good? Oh my god. But now I'm stuck with him because I've got him up to tier 3.
No ball, 2 strikes. That counts 1 and 2.
Whatever. Alright, come on, Roy. Let's finish this off.
0-1.
The only thing I will not miss about summer, though, are the mosquitoes. I can't stand being bit by mosquitoes. Can't stand it.
Nope.
It's probably because I get bit way too much. I mean, my blood must be sugar to them. It's like a Thanksgiving feast to them.
Got
Like, they're all sitting outside, and they're like, okay, when Jeffrey comes out, let's get ready to attack him. We're going to have quite a feast. No, I'm sure that's not what they do, but it's still annoying as hell that I have to put up with it. So I will not miss the mosquitoes. I will, you know, I'll be glad when they're no longer biting me. Alright, yeah, I know. I know I already got the packs and everything. Right. Couple hundred away. Trey Turner. Still quite a bit away. Pete Alonso, same thing. Aaron Judge. JT Realmuto. Wait, where's Evan Longoria's not even halfway. Oh boy. Alright, so here's how we're gonna handle this. Now let's get ready for them to attack, which is what I thought they would do. Oh, Houston wants their stronghold back. Well, that's not happening, Houston. Sorry. I'm kind of shocked that Chicago went that way. I thought they would have attacked my stronghold. Or not my stronghold, but my territory. I mean, whatever. I really don't care. There's a show pack. This is why I love Conquest. You can pick up all kinds of rewards across the map. Yeah, but this is the most exciting part of it is the whole conquering the territories and everything. Believe me, guys, I wish I could speed this up, but this is what it is. And eventually I'm gonna have to do it anyway. I'm gonna have to get all the territories, so I might as well do it now. Gives me more fans to have when I attack the Braves and the Red Sox and the Brewers. So I'm gonna first head towards Atlanta because they're the only ones that I would have to deal with in that part of the map. Whereas if I were to go towards Boston, then I would have to go towards Milwaukee. Come on. You know, it's kind of interesting to me that they would keep Ronald Acuna on the Braves when you do the conquest thing. You know, it's like he's hurt. He shouldn't be on there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I guess I'm... Yeah, I'm not going to attack. There we go. Yep, that's exactly what I expected them to do, which was attack that that territory and try to keep me from making progress. And I expect them to do the same thing with that territory. But I'll just conquer that one right back, and then now they just gave me a free ride right up to the stronghold. But I'm not going to attack the stronghold on this turn. Because I'd rather play on veteran. And plus, there's no pressure from the White Sox or anything to get it done. So, or not the White Sox, the Red Sox. So let's take down the Atlanta Braves. Like, you see how Ronald Acuna Jr. is in the thing, in the lineup. That's not fair. I mean, is he a huge problem? No. But shouldn't discount the fact that he's in there. Definitely doesn't make it easy. Wow. Thank God Darno was way off on that throw. Otherwise, I would have been gunned. And now I could get a run.
That is good. The center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Come on, Mickey. Uh-oh. Double play. I just love how how Ozzy Albies just slid glitch over to second. If you guys saw that. Basically costing me a base runner on first. Because apparently players can slide straight to second without moving their feet. Mr. Walk-Off Hero from Game 1. Strike 3, sit down.
Batting second, The second baseman, Ozzy Albies.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Okay. At least this Ozzy Albies isn't going to hit home runs against me.
The center fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr.
0 and 1.
That was just ridiculous on Friday that Ozzy Albies just continuously hit home runs against me. Ridiculous. And I was using right-handed pitchers. Like, he should not have that much power. I don't care if it's his All-Star card. His All-Star card shows that he has weak ratings against right-handed pitchers.
The first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Attaboy, Pete. Raise that apple, polar bear. Let's see. We got Freeman, we got Duvall, and we have Swanson. Okay, they're all terrible against lefties, so I'm going to throw in a lefty against them. Oh, Judge. Damn it. Good contact, PCI somewhat on it, and you're telling me that's a pop fly? Like, come on. Nope, gonna be caught, of course, because Longoria sucks. And we're gonna put in Zach Britton.
Freddie Freeman. Your attention, please. Now pitching, Zach Britton.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Adam Duvall.
That counts 5.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting sixth, the shortstop, Gansby
Got him the flinch on it.
Swanson.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Strike 3, sit down.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting, David.
Let's see. I think we're going to go with Rivera to close it out. Well hit ball, just right at, I'm assuming that's Jack Peterson. Because it certainly wasn't Acuna. And I don't think it was Duvall either, so that had to be Jack Peterson. Trey Turner going deep? Hell yeah, let's go.
Now batting, second baseman, Adam Frazier.
0-1 the count.
The center field, second, Mickey Mantle.
Come on, Mickey. Atta boy.
Now batting, left field, Tyler O'Neill.
All right, well. It's all right. It's all right. We got 3 runs. Plus, that still leaves the save opportunity there for Rivera.
Now pitching, Mariano Rivera.
I hate bringing in Rivera into non-save situations, so...
For the Braves, the right
Why?
fielder,
I don't know, because it really doesn't matter. It's Conquest. You know, it's not like these energies are not gonna... Or these, you know, the pitchers will be tired for the next Conquest game I play. Strike 3, sit down. So I don't know. I guess I'm just a traditionalist. Like, I really only want to bring my closer in when it's a safe situation.
That ball is out. Inside ball.
Strike 3, sit down. Okay, they're going to bring in, the hero of Game 2, Eddie Rosario.
Rosario.
Too bad he's not going to be any hero here. Well, too bad for them, not for me. Strike 3, sit down. Let's go. Ugh. Man. All right. Now, let's go over here. Put the fans there and all the fans here, and we're going to head towards, we're going to start heading towards Boston. And I nearly just skipped there, which would have been a mistake. Not that it would have severely had costed me, but I definitely would have lost progress. Or it would take me a lot longer, or it would have taken me an extra turn to get this. Or to get the, get this map done. And I really want to try and finish this up as soon as possible because I still got to do the moments and then there are missions and I want to be able to show that to you guys. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can always just save this for a second parter tomorrow, but depending on how much I have to do, I mean, I really don't want to do that because if I do the moments, if I were to do the moments today, or tonight, rather, if I do the moments tonight and I don't finish out the program, well then then that only leaves me with the missions to complete for tomorrow. There we go. We can play on veteran, which is good. These games at least take me 10 minutes to complete. So 2 more gives me 20, and then depending on what do I have, depending on what I have to do for the mission or moments and everything. And I'd rather it not be a short stream tomorrow, because it's like, what am I going to do? Just do the missions, and then we have all the Division Series games? No, I don't want to do that. I mean, I can always do the Yadier Molina evolution program, because I still need to do that for the 8th inning program. And I've still yet to do any of the Yadier Molina moments.
The center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
God, I love hitting home runs at Fenway Park. Yeah, high enough, you can have a home run very easy. Also, you have to hit it somewhere where the monster is not going to bounce it back into play. Let's go. Still safe. 78 speed, enough to be able to leg out a double. Oh, I guess it really didn't matter. Oh well. 3 runs in the first inning, I'll take it.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the shortstop, Xander Bogart.
Nope.
So, or what I can do with the stream is just keep going until I finish it. But that could take me till 10 o'clock, and I mean, I really don't want to be going till 10 because I still gotta eat dinner and everything. We'll see what happens. At first I need to finish this conquest map. I get that done, then I could do the moments, and then we'll see where I'm at in terms of timing.
Batting first, the left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
There we go. Get someone up and warming. We'll do Rob Nen. Longoria. Just get a freaking base hit already, please. My God. Like, everyone else has had it or oh my God, Longoria. Oh my God. It's gonna take freaking forever to level this guy or get this guy to parallel super factored. It's gonna take freaking forever.
Now batting,
Turner's not going to beat that out.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the third baseman, Rafael
0-1.
Devers.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Tim.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, Hunter.
I mean, the last program, what I did was I extended it to 3.5 hours.
Ball, that's a
For the wild card series, I went 3.5 hours in order to finish it. This, I don't know.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Batting sixth,
Sorry, I'm just, if you hear me clicking in the back of in the background and everything, that's just me on my laptop. I'm trying to just look at the schedule for this week for work. You know, make sure that there are no unknown surprises that I'm not aware of. Let's see, today is the 18th, so... Remote.
the second baseman, Adam.
Okay. Yep, we're all good for this week. I'm actually going to have a normal weekend for once. Haven't had one of those in a long time.
The center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Hold on.
Now batting.
Wait, I never put in Rob Nen? Ah, shit. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, well. Well, if we score here, then Roy Oswald's just gonna finish it out.
Now batting. The first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Oh, we don't score. Okay, so then hopefully Mariano Rivera is going to be ready.
Leading off.
He is not ready.
The Red Sox.
Alright, we'll do a quick mound visit.
Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention
Get Mariano in here.
now pitching. Mariano.
Because I'd rather Mariano have the save than Rob Nen. Both of them are able to have the save. It's just I'm also trying to
Ball, that's down.
super factor Rivera. Strike 3, sit down. The Red Sox worst nightmare, Mariano Rivera.
Catcher. Christian.
Well, depending on which Mariano Rivera they're going up against. If it's mid-80s to early 2000s, yeah, this guy's a nightmare. But 2000, or sorry, not mid-80s, but mid-90s and early 2000s Rivera, then that's a nightmare. But 2004 to
Number 28.
till the end of his career, basically, I would argue that they were not terrified of him.
That's a ball. That's down 2-2. Got a full count.
Count that thing. Strike 3, sit down, game over. Alright, one stronghold left. Oh, there we go. Got an audio call. Cool, I guess. I never really cared for those. I don't even like what Matt Vasgersian does for the Mets, where he's like, "It's out of here." Well, that's obviously not that high pitched. Does "It's out of here" or tries to do it in such a high pitched voice. It's like, dude, calm down. All right, no, forget it. Can't stand it. Like, he seriously, like, just get Gary Cohen to record it. How hard is it? Or how hard is it to bring Gary Cohen over, and have him do his call? How hard is that? Really? Alright, I'm not going to go any further because they have their whole freaking... They have a whole freaking fortress protecting their strongholds, so would not recommend doing this right now. Yep, about what I expected them to do. And then I'll expect them to do it again. There we go. Okay. I think that took a good portion of my fans. But I guess it is what it is. And I'm not going to attack any further because I want to build up even more fans. There we go. Now they're gonna, yep. Ooh, good. We cost them 3 million fans. Or 2 million or whatever. I'll take that. Alright. And we are ready to take on the Brewers. Final stronghold that we need. I go with Roy again. And I'll keep going with Roy until I get him to super factored. Because I'm sure at super factored he'll be a 99 overall. But it's not about having Roy as a 99. It's about, just having super factored. Damn it.
The second baseman, Adam.
Gapper, no. All right, Mickey, come on. There you go. Sorry, just needed to crack my neck. That's a strike? Oh, come on. I better not catch on that. Okay. Beat it out, O'Neal. Nice! Ah, fuck. Come on, Pete.
Leading up for the Brewers, the second baseman, Joseph Wong.
Take 30. You know what, guys? I'm thinking that maybe I'll save, maybe I'll do, okay, so I think what I'll do is this. I'll finish up on the Conquest map, and I'll do that one mission that I've been complaining about with Evan Longoria, which is get a total base with Rays players. I'll do that, and that will likely be it for the stream. Because I'm not gonna do the moments. That's gonna take forever. And all the other missions are also gonna take a while. So rather just, you know, just finish up on the Conquest map, and then we'll... And even at the end, because I'll give you guys something more. I'll give you guys a pack opening. We'll do a pack opening at the end, because we got a ton of show packs and headliner packs to open up. Attaboy, Judge.
The third baseman, number 3, Wagner.
I don't have another pitcher up and warming. I'm not gonna... I'll get one up and warming, but the reality is that it's not... If I don't get a base hit with Roy Oswald, I'm not gonna... I want to give Roy at least a win. So if we can score Judge, you know, then I'll take Oswald out and put Nen in. So this is all dependent on you, Trey Turner, whether Roy Oswald gets pulled next inning or if he has to stay in another one. There we go. Good job, Trey.
The batter, the second baseman, Adam Greenberg.
Alright, so at least we got the one run with... Let's do a quick mound visit, give Rob Nen some time. Now we're ready to bring him in.
Now pitching, Rob Nen. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 11.
0-1 to count. 0-2 to count.
Oof. Brewers, you couldn't finish off the Braves. I don't know how you expect to finish me off. Strike 3, sit down.
Batting sixth, the left fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Keep wheeling and dealing, Rob.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a splitter again? Holy shit. Strike 3, sit down. Now, let's get Mariano Rivera up and warming.
The center fielder, Mickey Mantle.
Wow, that was terrible. Knew I shouldn't have swung. Yeah, it's gonna. He's out. He's out. He wasn't gonna beat it. Ugh. 93 speed can't beat that out. Attaboy Tyler O'Neill.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
I'll take that strike if it means that I was able to get a stolen base. Ooh, that was a nice hit. Let's go! Pete Alonso with the home run. Raise that apple, polar bear.
Now batting, the catcher, JT Realmuto.
Ball, that's it down.
Okay, looks like we're not going to have to bring in Mariano Rivera. Looks like we're going to close out the save with Rob Nen. Lagoya, for the love of all things holy, just get a base hit here. God damn it! Really favoring that splitter today.
Batting eighth, the center fielder, Lorenzo King.
Yep, that ball went out. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Your attention, please. It's hitting for the Brewers. Number 22, Christian Yelich.
Ball, that's out.
Strike 3, sit down. Attaboy, Rob Nen. Alright, so that's all the strongholds. Oh, and we get a 42 series pack, even though that's completely useless at this point. Okay, at this point, if you don't have all 42, or if you don't have all the 42 series players, have you really been playing the game? Like, honestly. There were so many opportunities. You could go into the monthly awards programs and get 42 series packs. There were multiple throughout the inning programs that you could grab. I mean, I really wish that those 42 series packs were available to be bought in the store, and then you limit it to 5. You make it what, like 20,000 stubs, and then people can have whatever 5 legends that they want, and then they can get the rest later. All right, so that's it for that. Now we need the division series, and we have Jose Abreu. So getting this mission done with the total base for the Tampa Bay Rays players, then we'll get Rowdy Tellez. So let's get some Rays players here. That's Yankees. Here they are. Randy Arozarena, or actually Austin Matthews, excuse me. Brett Phillips. Sure, we'll do Nelson Cruz. Logan Morrison, Brennan Lowe, Wander Franco, Evan Longoria, and Mike Zunino. And just make sure, good. Cole Hamels is there. All I need is one. That's all I need. Longoria's not gonna do it. Maybe Brett Phillips or Brennan Lowe or Nelson Cruz can do it.
For Long Island, the second baseman, Brandon Lowe. First pitch, that's one.
Alright, there we go. That's all I needed. Thank you, Brennan Lowe, for doing something that Evan Longoria took forever to do. And didn't even do. So now we have Rowdy Tellez. Thanks. Alright, now I promised I would end the stream with some pack openings. Do this first because, this is, no one really cares. It's whatever is going to be the one that sells the most. So that was what, 2, 8. Okay. Oh, Cal Ripken's now the most. Still Cal. Wait, what was Cal? Okay, he's still more expensive than Jackie, so. Alright, Cal Ripken it is. Make sure on the price. Alright. 8453. Thank you. Now we'll just open up these silver packs. See, someone already bought them. Alright, now let's open up these 24 show packs. Holy shit. Okay. 20 packs to go. Let's hoping for a diamond. We gotta get diamonds here. Oh, a gold. Willie Adames. Adames. But no gold or diamond this time. Come on. There's got to be a diamond somewhere here. I'm opening like freaking... I'm opening up, what? I started at 24, got 2 here. So 26, 27, 29. I got 30 packs. How do I not get a diamond in 30 packs? Ryan Mountcastle is my goal for that one. Oh, we got a diamond something. Ooh, Tampa Bay Rays alternative. I'll take that. That's actually a good diamond jersey to pull. Because I need those alternative jerseys. Nope, nothing here. Maybe I want to slow down. Give the game time before I break it. Okay, got Brett Phillips that time. Evan Longoria, okay. But still no diamonds other than a jersey. Jersey is all we've gotten. Come on, I need some diamonds. Oh my god, that's a lot. No, I don't want to quick sell that. I'll quick sell anything that, I have 3 of, or free agents of 2, but I will not quick sell anything that I have only an extra of. Yuri Gurriel. Oh, by the way, that was all the show packs, so we got nothing out of it. And we got nothing out of the... Nothing out of the Ball in His Habit packs either. Alright, so let's see if we can get something out of the headliners. Nothing there. Nope, nothing here either. Gold, Eduardo Escobar. And finally... nothing. Alright, well... No diamonds, but we did get a bunch of golds and bronzes and silvers that I can easily sell, and maybe I'll be back up over 800,000. So, but anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, even if it was only for a moment. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a very happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. That way you know when I post my videos. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on Twitter at JeffreyWarner3. The link is in the About page that's underneath the stream here, so go check that out. Give me a follow. I'll always tweet whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start up a stream. Overall, I wish I had made more progress tonight, but I mean, unfortunately, time worked against me here, so we did get the conquest map done, which is good. We did get one of the missions done too, so now we're at 40, which means 60 to go, and we're good. So I believe the moments are 32, which will put us at 72, and then the other missions as well. That should get us up to 100. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So that'll be part 2. This is the end of part 1. I hope you'll tune in 6 o'clock Eastern. And until then, have a great night.